5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. And when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain. With or without you. Baby, I don't understand why we can't be lovers. Things are getting out of hand. Trying too much, but baby, we can win. Let it go. If you want me, girl, let me know. Let me know. I am down on my knees. I can't take it anymore. It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you.
We doing the whole song.
And
what's up,
when
y'all?
we are apart.
Welcome back to the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
And today we have a very, very special guest in the building. He was like, I want to be part of the song. And I was like, yeah, bro, get in here. And wow, you picked a banger for us today. This man, stand-up comedian, one half of the Scissor Bros podcast. And I randomly saw you in the background of a Comedy Central roast the other day. And make some noise for Jeremiah Watkins.
Woo! What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
That was you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've done a lot of Comedy Central stuff, yeah. Yeah.
And Jeremiah, let me say, we have some guests that come on and they're like, oh, I want to sing with y'all. Fail. Face first, on the ground. You delivered.
Okay, that's a relief because mad pressure right before we started, I asked, just to tell the audience, I asked if y'all knew boy bands, and he goes, just don't bring that LFO stuff. And I had LFO's album.
Oh my God.
I did.
You've listened to more LFO songs
He
than...
had the album. He paid for it.
I paid for
and
it.
you liked it?
I loved it.
So you heard Chinese Food Makes Me Sick and you bought the album. That is anti-Asian, I feel.
Ooh.
It was a different time for him.
It was.
Yeah.
Don't give me the whole, I have a podcast with an Asian guy excuse. All right?
No, for him, it
He's
was
Korean, okay? Chinese food still makes me sick.
Okay, you know the difference. You get points.
There you go.
Valid.
It was more about the new kids on the block line for
Right.
him. He didn't
Yep.
care about the Chinese
Yep.
food line.
Well, shit, man. Hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they had a dope song called Dandelion with Keyless.
Khalees?
Is that who it is?
Oh, the girl? You're talking about a girl, right?
Stop it.
Khalees?
Khalees.
You mean Khaleesi from Game of Thrones?
No.
It's called Khalees? After all these years, I'm finding out.
The black woman with the big hair.
The one who brought everybody to the yard with her milkshake.
There was no music video for that
It's
LFO song.
really Khalees after all these years I'm
Yes.
finding
Yeah.
this out?
How did you
Yes.
say it?
I said
Keyless.
Keyless. Isn't it
He said,
K-E-L-I-S?
you know what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
With the
but it's
chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles.
I love it.
Humbling myself real quick.
Oh, man.
With keloid.
One of my favorite songs ever.
Keyless is hilarious. Well, what's up, man? It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know.
Where you from?
Originally from Kansas.
Kansas.
We're not
Yeah.
in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, hello.
I don't understand.
I got
the
that so
reference,
much
but no,
when
I'm
I...
just kidding.
yeah.
Let me have
Yeah,
my
I
moment,
did.
Tim. I'm on a roll today.
And well, shit. How long you been doing stand up for?
In January, it will be over 12 years. doing
Wow.
stand-up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, question. Do you drink?
I don't.
He
Okay,
does
good.
not.
I just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to check. I just feel like it's rude if you're on the No Chaser
The
podcast.
smart couch.
Right.
You know? Wow. This is the brown couch, by the way, if you didn't pick up.
The
Awesome.
This is
brown.
the half brown smart couch.
Yeah, and we say keyless over here.
Is that what you always wanted to do, doing stand up, or when did you find your passion for it?
Oh, I always wanted to be like on a sketch show or something like that, like an SNL or Mad TV or something as a
Ooh.
kid. And I didn't know it was possible until I got a little bit older. And then you find out, like, you start finding out about people's stories, how they got to different places. Like, I was like, this guy's like worship Chris Farley, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, how did he get his start? He got to start at a place called Second City in Chicago and IO, and he did improv. So when I moved out to LA, I did improv at Second City and was doing improv and stand up at the same time for a bit. And then I kind of had to choose one or the other. And then, yeah, kind of fielded into stand up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is it scary? Do you love it?
I love. Oh, you have to love it. You have to be obsessed with it for it to work because it's too hard to kind of half-ass it.
How many years did you suck before you feel like you were good?
I've always had too much confidence.
Me
like-
too.
Yeah,
I think
dude.
that takes you so far in life.
It does. I mean, it's better to fake it for sure than to be like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
so if I fail hard. That's just how I've always been. Yeah.
When was the last time you got booed?
The last time I got booed, it's been so long. The longer that you're in stand up, the less likely you're going to get booed, really, because you kind of get out of the bar scene of doing shows
Okay.
and stuff like that.
And
That's
that's
where a
where
lot of the
that
boos are gonna
happens?
happen.
Okay.
Right, where people aren't necessarily there to watch some stand up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I've competed with presidential elections, World Series games,
Oh, God.
Super Bowl games.
You were up there
Whoa.
doing stand up during the World Series.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, because there was a
They
spot.
booked me.
Yeah, I got booked.
7 o'clock, World Series. You could take it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow.
He's in front of the screen. Everybody's
They're
trying
like,
to
move
watch
the fuck
it.
out
Get
the way.
out of the way.
He's like, look, guys, New Kids on the Block had a lot of hits.
And Chinese food makes me what? Exactly.
Okay, well, speaking of TV, I and this is one of the main reasons I really was interested in having you on, right?
Here
This
we go.
man
Here
has
we
the
go.
funniest WildNOut audition story. I saw it on another podcast and I was like, hey, yo. And also, I watched the special because WildNOut did a fucking like semi-reality show YouTube special where they documented the audition process, right? Which is fucking intense.
Yeah.
And they documented that shit and you were part of it. And when I saw your perspective on it, I was like, I have to talk to this man in real life
Sure.
because this is a great story. But also, I have questions.
Of course.
And also, I have opinions.
Oh.
I would love to hear. I would love to hear
Well,
both.
first off,
Honestly.
Fight.
Poor us.
Because
I
like
think
when
this
you
deserves a
said
drink.
when was the last time you got booed?
Oh shit! This is what popped into your head.
Oh, that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Oh, well,
the
let's-
reactions were so violent to me at
Violent reactions. Okay, come on.
This is an amazing
Okay,
story.
start at the beginning, and we won't interrupt.
I might interrupt a little bit.
Okay, well, he'll interject.
After her interrupting.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, hold on,
Feel-
wait.
And by the way, feel free to ask and interrupt as much as you want.
We
I
shall.
needed a drink for this.
Yeah.
Get it.
It felt good.
I'm
Okay.
so excited.
So, I was set up for success going into this thing
Okay.
because I had a close friend that was helping cast the show.
Okay.
And she hit me up. She's like, I think you'll knock this out of the park. I'm kind of known as like a guy, like, even though like I'm heavily in the stand-up scene, I'm known as a guy who's very improv based within my stand-up. I'm very
Okay.
loose on stage. I'm very riffy.
A lot of crowd work.
A lot of crowd work. Some sets I don't do any material at all. I'll just literally just
Oh,
riff
wow.
off the crowd, just do whatever's like kind of in the moment. I'm a very in the moment guy.
Mhm.
So she's like, I think you'd be perfect for this. I'm like, yeah, I think so too. Let's go.
Getting comfy for it.
Get comfy. Kick off the shoes for this story. So I go out to first I send in a tape. First you got to send in a tape of you doing a few different games and stuff like that on tape.
Oh, okay.
And
This is different than my process.
It must have been my year because I had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Did they have you do like impressions, like SNL and shit, or?
No, it wasn't so much that. It was more just them seeing, do you have musicality?
I see.
Can you carry a tune? Can you carry a beat, kind of? They wanted like a couple things like that. And then I sent in like, it was like a 5-minute tape. And then I sent in some of my other Comedy Central stuff
Mm.
because I was on a show called Roast Battle for years.
Oh, you did roast battle.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
tight.
I was on that show, but we were the wave on that show. It was me, Jamar Neighbors, and Willie Hunter,
Mhm.
and it would basically be when comedians would drop like a bad roast on somebody, we would react either as the crowd or heighten it. Like, so we would act out like with something physical or something like
Oh.
ridiculous.
Okay.
So like somebody would, tell a joke and then completely unrelated, I would go on there as one of them. I was like an American where I was on my knees and they acted like Middle Easterners who slit my throat and I started having blood run out of my mouth.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So things that were so far that were like, that joke wasn't even that intense.
Yeah.
Like, so we were very, like I said, either people loved it or hated it online.
Right.
Because it's so
It's
it's so
ridiculous.
polarizing and ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I do the tape. They tell us over a Zoom that there's going to be callbacks in Atlanta, and then that's when we head out to Atlanta to do the workshop and series and stuff like that. And when we get there, as you guys know, if you've been through this, they're pretty militant. They're very specific about like how hard it's going to be.
The workshops are intense.
They want to scare you. They
yeah.
really do want to scare you. Like, I've been around long enough, like in Hollywood and stuff like this. I'm like, I understand what is going on here. They're really trying to weed out the people who are going to fold under pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
And I am doing really, really well the first day.
Okay.
I'm killing everything that they're throwing at me. But I'm not a battle rapper. I don't claim to be good at rap.
Right.
I can music improv my butt off for days, but there's something about going after people like.
It's not my favorite either, to be honest. Yeah.
It's not my skill set.
The new year is here, which means it is time for some new goals, like saving money, saving time, and eating better. One of the ways that you can accomplish all of those things is with HelloFresh. For myself personally, saving money is number one on the list this year. I got a little reckless with my spending, and I realized I was spending a lot of money on groceries, but I was wasting most of my money because those groceries weren't being used. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to your door with recipes that are super easy to follow. When I tell you they're so simple, you cannot mess this up. Even the salt is measured out perfectly for you just to add it in. It takes about 15 minutes to make these meals, and they're delicious, and you're eating healthy, and you're saving money. If you want to hit those goals this year, then head over to hellofresh.com/NoChaser21. Use the code NoChaser21 and get 21 free meals plus free delivery. I told you guys, saving time, saving money. That's hellofresh.com/NoChaser21. 21 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, so just go head over there right now. If your goal for the new year is to budget better and to save money, then you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money was formerly known as Truebill, and what it is, it's a personal financing app that helps you find unwanted subscriptions and cancels them. Also helps you manage your expenses and lowers your bills all in one place. There is nothing worse than finding out that you have been spending money on a subscription that you haven't been using. Myself personally, it's all those streaming services. I didn't even realize I wasn't using 3 different ones, and Rocket Money helped me cancel them all at a click of a button. Now, I've tried to do that on my own without using Rocket Money, and it's taken me forever. When I used it, it made my life so much easier, and I've been able to save a ton of money. Not just those streaming services, there were a couple photo editing apps that I used. Yeah, I didn't realize I was paying over $20 a month for it. Absolutely reckless. But with Rocket Money, you can save just like I save. So stop throwing money away, cancel those unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses all in one place. Head over to rocketmoney.com/NoChaser to save. That's rocketmoney.com/NoChaser. One more time, rocketmoney.com/NoChaser and save today.
Well, I'm really good at it, but
You're good at it. Having said that, so I'm doing great all day, and like people are like they're looking out for me. They're telling me like throughout the day, like different people are like, "Oh, you're funny, dude." Like all the producers are smiling at me. I'm like, okay, yeah. Gets to the end of the first day, and it's the wild style, and everybody's around and like wild style, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make an impression. And I'm gonna go for it. And there was this girl, Candy, that was on the show.
yes. Are y'all familiar?
You know Candy?
I do
No.
not know Candy.
Candy is from, I do believe Candy's from Compton. And Candy doesn't necessarily like say like she's trans or I'm not exactly how she
I know who Candy
identifies,
is.
but
Yeah.
it's a dude that wears wigs and like nails done, all that, like very like like bitch type, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like feminine. I'm coming at you, feminine ways.
Yeah.
All right,
Non-binary.
that is Candy. Huh?
Just non-binary.
I don't know how she necessarily like identifies, but
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
She basically said at the beginning of the first day, she let everybody know. She was like, hey, you can call me a girl, you can call me a guy.
Mm.
I don't really care, but just know if you're coming to me, I'm coming to you twice as hard.
Okay.
So I was like, ooh, a challenge.
Right.
Right? So it gets to the wild style, and I call Candy out, and it's a car fire. I went for it immediately, but I thought it would be really funny to say that I was gonna suck her dick and all this stuff. Kind of opposite of a roast, and just go really hard in the paint. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make you come. I'm gonna do all this stuff.
So this is good because on the special, it's all bleeped. Well, yeah, I could tell what you're saying when you're like, "I'll suck your dick." That's bleep, bleep.
Yeah,
But then the
make
rest
you
of
go
it, I didn't know.
skeet, different dumb stuff like that. Like I'm gonna take you out. Like I'm gonna make you my girlfriend. Like just horrible dumb stuff.
Right.
That I'm just going. That I'm like, this is gonna hit so hard.
But you didn't read the room?
Well, no, not at all. Not
right. I was gonna say this is funny, but there.
Right. That's the thing. But the way I have always done my comedy is I don't cater to certain rooms. So I went hard in the paint, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. And they're buzzing me, and they're like, the music slows down, and they literally like everybody look in the room like they're gonna start vomiting uncontrollably. They're literally so grossed out, like how hard I'm going into the paint, saying that I'm gonna man up this dude and suck his dick and stuff like that. That like Candy's looking at me like, this white boy's crazy. Like, legit.
What did Candy say anything?
She didn't care. She thought it was funny. I worked with her the next day in the workshop, like on the different the games and stuff like that. So she was cool. But literally after that happened, it was like I had the plague in this workshop. I was that dude. They're like, this dude's insane. Like he doesn't know how to read the room. He doesn't like he's clearly out of his mind, because all day I was having a great day, and then literally like as soon as I heard the I was like,
they literally gave you that, like the record.
Yeah, the record scratch. They're buzzing me. They're stop. But I keep going.
Like yeah.
And the fact that I
treat you right.
Yeah, the fact that I didn't have the wherewithal in their minds to stop after I got the buzzer, I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, and after that, like people looked at me like they were gonna catch the gay. You know what I mean?
The gay
gave it to me.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh man.
Okay, so what did you learn from that experience? What's your takeaway from that?
Well, my takeaway is I'm still glad that I did that, because I was authentic to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though that's not it might not have been, and it clearly wasn't the right comedic choice for that show.
Mm-hmm.
What I was hoping for, which I didn't get, is that I went into it being like, they know that I'm a stand-up vet who's been in the game for this long.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't treat me like that, and they didn't see it like that. They didn't give me any note. Nobody pulled me to the side, and be like, yo, man, like, we don't really do that around here. It was like, as soon as I did it, they're like, he's so insane, we can't even work with this guy. Because the next day, like, literally, like, I came in, everybody was just like, hey man.
So you feel like
up,
would cost you the?
I called my wife right after the end of the casting workshop day. I did a joke today that might have lost me this case.
Oh, you're not gay.
Yeah. So then why you want to suck it? No.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
All you see is everybody go.
But like literally everybody was like I would just be saying something like, yeah, you gay, man, whatever. Yeah.
Maybe they were mad at you for saying that and not meaning it.
Is it gay baiting? Is that gay baiting?
People say that.
No, I mean, just out of curiosity, because if I wouldn't have known, one of the questions I was thinking was like, does anybody know like how like your orientation or how comfortable you are? Did them not knowing what you identified as make them uncomfortable?
Maybe, I don't know. I wear a wedding ring all the time. I never take it off.
We're in California.
I guess.
We're in California and I live in San Francisco. So in my opinion, I see a wedding ring. That doesn't mean that it's a woman.
Right. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's hard to say.
Hey, for you to take that risk and fucking own it, I love that. Because that shit was hilarious in here.
Yeah, maybe it was a little too real for them. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was in Atlanta, and I called a couple buddies right after that. My buddies Jamar Neighbors and Willie Hunter.
Yeah.
And Willie Hunter literally, he was dying laughing on the phone when I told him the story. He goes, bro, the black community can be homophobic sometimes.
Yeah.
Why did you do that in that room? I was like, because I thought it was funny. I just did it.
Look, I think it's hilarious. Of course, hip hop crowd can be like homophobic, right?
I can see why they cut me, because if I did that live on the show, it probably wouldn't have played. But to me, the situation was so funny that the reaction I just, you know.
When I watched your audition, I fucking died because I was like, not only was it just funny what you're doing, but I was like, just seeing people get uncomfortable had me cracking up. Right?
The whole room literally spread out. Like, you're like, no, no.
Yes.
No. I want nothing to do with that.
But
Yeah.
look, I will say this too, right? And here was something I wanted to bring up is like I don't think it was only because it was gay jokes, because also like in the past, even if Justina was to be too straightforward with the "I'll suck your dick" and blah blah blah, it was still kind of like, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it was always kind of like, don't you're saying you're doing too much when you're going straight for the sucker dicks in that room, you know?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
always
yeah.
like, you know, especially like, you know, because it's a lot of dick sucking innuendo in there. And so I was
Sure.
like, you know, try to be clever with it, you know? So I feel like
Right.
it was maybe like for sure some like, ugh, he talking about sucking dick, but also like
He's talking about sucking dick.
from the producer's side, maybe it was like, you're talking about sucking dick.
We can't use this material, sir. Do you know what channel we're on? We're gonna have to bleep you out.
Right,
Help
right.
me here. I feel like sometimes they're like, I can't use this. No matter how funny we think this is never gonna see the screen.
Oh man, but it was,
That's
it
so
was, it was I
funny.
mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Worth
yeah.
it.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Well, I got
I
a
mean, you gotta
story
s-
out of it. You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Well, that's the
Amazing.
thing is like when they were trying to like the next day when like they made their cuts, because I was the first one to go.
Hey, dick sucker,
I was
get out.
there. I was literally the first one cut on the show, and I was friends with multiple people in the cast and stuff like that. I'm messaging with Sharon back and forth on Instagram,
Yeah.
and he goes, "They cut the professional comedian first," and I was like, I went a little bit too hard. I was a little bit too wild for a while now. Okay.
Here's the line.
Yep,
You
and
were
then
over
I
there.
Jumped.
Over
it.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I had a guy like this is an example of like how the energy was different because everybody was like super chill, nice the first day. Everybody's excited to be there on the first day workshop. After that happened, the next day, like there's a couple guys who are they're eating cosmic brownies, and I walk up, I was like, oh, they got cosmic brownies here? That's amazing. And he goes, hey man, don't be saying that gay shit around me, cuz.
What?
You know what the first thing I thought of? That's what popped into my head as soon as you said it that way. For some reason, after the joke, I'm just like, oh, I already know where they're going. They just gonna think everything you say now is sexual and gay.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
everything out
That
your
is
mouth after
exactly what
that.
happened. And I go, bro, they're literally called Little Debbie
Yeah,
Cosmic
I
Brownies.
bet you like Little Debbie.
And he goes, oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Oh my god.
Hilarious. He probably like it because it got rainbow sprinkles.
Exactly.
And that was the first thing
Hey,
that popped
man.
into my head.
How are you doing today? Hey, don't bring that gay shit
Like,
around
bro.
me. Though.
No, exactly. I'm like, guys, I'm cool with my sexuality. I got a wife. Like it's all good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you call her?
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
bet.
what you call him. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Her-
wife.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's so funny. Thank you for resharing. That's I think it's just a great story, dog.
Oh, man.
Oh shit. How long you
Damn.
married?
Over 5 years now. Yeah, I got married in
Congrats.
2017, and then we got baby number 2 on the way in June.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I also have baby number 2
That's
on the
what I
way.
heard.
Wow,
Congratulations.
amazing.
Yeah.
You met her. She's from Kansas or LA?
She's from the Bay Area. Actually.
Hi.
Yeah.
Just like Nikki Blades.
There you go. Just
we're
like Nikki
just
Blades.
we're just better out there.
What part of the Bay? You from?
I stay in the East Bay. I'm not that cool. I stay in the burbs.
Okay, she's from Danville originally, so East Bay.
Okay. Oh, she got money?
Huh? Her
Danville?
parents do a little bit. They're nurses.
That's
They're
how you know.
nurses.
Danville's really nice. I
Is she
stay in,
It's very nice.
I stay in Dublin. Is she-
No.
Nah, that's Fremont. But I actually live about 15 minutes away from Danville.
Okay,
I get
cool.
my hair done in Danville. Shout out
Yeah,
Andrea.
we might cut that. We gonna cut that out.
Cut that out.
Why, Dublin?
We don't want people knowing where you
Where you
live,
live.
bro.
First off, show up. I've been waiting to use my 9-iron.
All right. Well, here's her address.
No. I'm just kidding.
Wow,
It's okay. I talk about it enough on the radio.
I mean, I guess you had
so-
brought up
Yeah,
Dublin,
I brought up Dublin. It's fine.
All right.
But Danville is really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice area.
Okay, wait. So she's from the Bay.
Mhm.
Where did you meet her?
I met her doing improv at Second City in LA, actually.
She
Yeah,
was
so
a
she's funny, too.
improviser or a
She was
viewer?
an improviser, and she ended up
Ooh.
using. So she's a social and emotional learning specialist, and she teaches kids on and off the autism spectrum improv to help with their social skills.
Oh, beautiful.
So
Oh.
I used my improv for comedy, and then she used it
to
for the good of mankind.
make the world a better place.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like funny people, we make the world a better place.
Yes, in
Just-
different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. for
God,
sure, for
Tim,
sure.
please. It's not about you
I
right
will find
now.
any excuse to feed my own ego, Nikki Blades.
Thus, making the world a better place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Co-signing him
Well-
for how many years now?
Hey,
Jesus
look, man.
Christ.
Look,
That's the homie.
co-signs me and he keeps me in check. It's a balance, okay? He's a Libra. That's super lit to talk about that for a second. I didn't know that was a thing, teaching improv to kids with autism to improve their social skills. That's really cool.
Yeah, so she one thing that she's seen a lot of growth with kids on is if they're more severe on the autism spectrum, they have trouble even making eye contact. Right. And with different improv games, and she's put out a couple books and stuff like that, which is I'm really proud of her for doing.
Yeah, this is...
She's helped nonverbal kids be able to make more eye contact with their parents and stuff like that through games because they get in a routine where they start getting more comfortable talking with the device of a game, basically.
Right.
So it's really cool to see kind of what she's done over the years, in that field. Yeah.
That's so interesting because specifically whenever I do improv games and I have to do a scenario or some shit, I always either put on an accent or find a different character, and that's what helps me fucking
Makes you feel more
do
comfortable.
the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that it would work in that way where, because it's a fake scenario, then
Mhm.
now they can maybe give more eye contact,
Yeah.
communicate with someone better. That's so that's cool.
Yeah.
That is really... that
Yeah,
is-
it's a cool device she's got some improv books that she's put out even for parents to do at home that are super simple games, but it's also just a good way of connecting with your kids because we're so on our phones right
I
now and
know.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's more just if you can just connect with somebody for a little bit, it helps so much with your relationships and communication and everything like that.
Can you give it a shout out right now as far as where they can find this? Because this is super useful.
She has a program called Zip Zap Zop Enrichment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We
Fucking
did that in the
improv
workshop.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the name of the book?
It's called The Brains Playground.
Okay.
That's cool. So clearly she's an amazing person.
She's awesome.
Okay,
So
you guys met in that space.
Yeah, enough about you. Let's keep talking about her.
She's who you need to be interviewing.
Right.
She's actually on WildNOut right now.
I'm like this. Thank you for introducing us to our next guest. She's coming in
She's
right
coming right
now.
here.
The author of.
Yeah, because when she makes the dick sucking jokes, it's fine.
It's funny. It's really good. It's really
for
good.
a purpose. Now, what's your purpose? You married it, didn't you?
Still trying to figure it out.
You're like, it's not supposed to be about me, right?
Yo, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Is it checking your credit score? Psh, I didn't think so, okay? It's usually take a big old poo. That's for me anyways. At Chime, that's exactly what they do. Not poo, check your credit score. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money, okay? Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. Now that's just lit. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. Now come on, son. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score whatsoever. Get started at chime.com/nochaser. That's chime.com/nochaser. Who don't need good credit? I know I would love some better credit, okay? The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Chime checking account, and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impacted score may vary, and some user scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply, except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATMs.
There's nothing worse than going to a doctor's appointment expecting to be the center of attention, and then your doctor seems like they have better things to do and better places to be. Instead of listening to you intently, asking you how you feel and help you along, the doctor is just checking their watch, ready to get out of there. Well, on ZocDoc, you'll find quality doctors who focus on you and listen to you to prioritize your care. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. So no more playing doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor that you haven't even met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who is patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedule just right. So go to ZocDoc.com/Tim and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/Tim. ZocDoc.com/Tim.
My favorite thing on that casting special is it cuts to after a while when they're deliberating, going back and forth of the footage. Nick Cannon just goes, "I just don't think Jeremiah's likable." When I saw it, I died laughing. I was like, this is so brutal and honest, like just an honest reaction. I was like, that guy, I don't like that guy.
Fuck, Nick.
I can't believe they made a like a little mini reality show out of it because because I also feel like that kind of prompted them to turn up the dramatics a bit. You feel me?
Dude, in the interviews and stuff that they're doing, they were trying to bait me hard to do reality. Like, this person's going down, and I'm like, I'm not that guy.
Right.
Because they're like, do you have anything to say to the producers of this show?
Oh, for kicking you off.
Yeah, for kicking me out. I go, honestly, if you guys are listening, thank you so much to Nick Cannon and all the producers that had me out for this opportunity. And they're like,
and they cut that.
Yeah, we're not using that.
We'll do it right now. Fuck Niall.
Right.
Yo, Niall.
Whoa.
Tall ass.
Hey, we're supposed to golf later. Shut your mouth.
I'm just playing. I love Niall.
They're like, he want to talk about dick on stage, but all of a sudden when we have the chance and a camera in his face, he want to be nice and humble. What the fuck?
Well, that's amazing. How long you been doing the Scissor Bros podcast for?
Dude, we've been doing that. We're about to hit 90 episodes. We just had our buddy Pauly Shore on the last episode.
Oh,
that was a wild
hilarious.
one.
How's he in
And,
person?
He's exactly like he is in the movies. If you had a comment, dude, what's up, bro?
So there's no off switch. It's just,
Dude, what do you mean? This is me.
got it.
Right.
Love it.
She's leaning toward cheese.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
fucking quoting his cartoon.
Yeah.
We love a goofy movie.
Come on.
Oh,
One of the best movies
Dude,
ever.
and one of the best soundtracks. To stand out
100%.
above the crowd.
Yes.
Even if you gotta shout out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And we
don't.
listen to each other's hearts.
If I were never too far
apart.
apart.
Okay.
Okay, so my nieces.
Reason why. I was
Yeah.
drinking.
First
I was coming back
time.
for you.
I was right.
He was trying to swallow that.
Because he knows. That is one of the best songs ever. My sister and I love that movie, and we played it for my nieces so that they can love the movie as well, so that we all can sing and dance together to it.
That's
Thank you,
beautiful.
Tevin Campbell.
Love.
What movies are you getting your kids into, like classic movies?
So currently, how old is your first one?
He's a year and a half now.
What's his name?
Yeah, Wilder.
His name is
Wilder.
Wilder.
Wilder out.
Yeah.
Does he have a middle name?
Wilder out.
Out is his middle name.
Stop it. The timing of it.
When,
Oh my goodness.
when does he turn
Welcome to Wilder and Out.
So how'd you
Daddy
get your
couldn't
name?
make the
Well,
show. I had to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
the
I
show.
named- audition for it.
my son after my experience on the show.
when does he turn 2?
He turns 2 in April.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, whoa, this is wild, bro. and yo, I'm not gonna say. So your first turns 2 in April.
Yes.
My first turns 2 in February. Okay, mind you, that is a 2-month difference.
Yes.
Your second
Mm-hmm.
is due in when?
June.
My second is due in March. April, May, June. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be the same thing.
Never mind.
Dude,
Should have
never
counted
mind.
first.
They're so close. Yeah, they're real close.
I don't know.
So we were like fucking at the same time on 2
Yeah.
different occasions.
Yeah,
Almost
we-
bless you.
Bless you.
Yes. Okay. So right now, check this out, and it makes me so happy. We just started because when she was younger, we would try to put this on, and she wasn't really into it. But lately, she's been into the OG Lion King, putting that on, and like I put on that, and she's like, and I'm like, Ty, she's into it. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a part of me that, because I read tweets about how kids would watch the old Lion King and they're like, this looks old. I don't like it. So,
What a bummer.
Yeah.
oh, I know.
Well, she's also not old enough to.
Have an
Yeah.
opinion on things.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
She
That's
only
when,
knows
that's when you start, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question to the parents in the room.
Yeah.
What's up?
What You don't know your kids, Rick.
And they people be calling me dad. You
Yeah.
know? You know
Yo,
what I'm
these
saying?
girls be calling me daddy out in the
That's
street.
right. That's it. Okay, what Disney movie do you not want your kids to be a fan of?
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I've watched a Disney movie that I didn't like or that
You
I
don't want to hear "Let It Go" for 3 years.
I love Frozen.
Okay, that's why I threw it out there. Do you have a Disney movie you don't want them to be obsessed
that I
with?
really don't like.
Yeah.
I can't think of one off the top of my head that's like that jarring to me that I'm like, I'll never show my
Yeah.
my son this movie. Yeah, because right now, I mean, he's a huge fan of like Jungle Book right now. He's like
Oh,
obsessed
yeah.
with
OG?
Jungle Book. Yeah, OG.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look, if anything, the only thing I'll turn off, the only thing I will switch off that we put on for her, I can only deal with so much Coco Melon.
Mm.
Coco Melon,
We had to stop Blippy.
you don't fuck with Blue. He's a little
We
annoying.
had to stop.
Oh, I know. And here's my beef with Coco Melon specifically in some of these little kid videos. A lot of them don't even put the effort into rhyming, okay? And that really bothers me as an MC and a musician. It'll literally be shit like this, you know? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Would you like to come and play with some things
With us.
Oh.
with us? Yeah,
Oh.
like
Oh,
lit-
that's
like
annoying.
no
Yeah,
effort into
you're,
rhyming.
you're
at
leaning
all.
in, getting ready for the
Yeah.
rhyme, and then you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, hey, let's go outside for the day. Maybe we can have some juice. Like it's like they don't even put any effort into rhyming because they feel like they don't need to,
Yeah.
and it bugs me, bro.
Mm.
Coco Melon is like, it's like the animation is dope, but the musicality of it is trash, and that's just it really bothers me.
Do you have one that you're like, nah, we're not? No Peppa Pig? Do you got Peppa Pig going at the house?
No, we switched to some of the classic Disney movies. The two that we are back to back, we do Jungle Book and the original Winnie the Pooh.
Interesting.
Those are really solid. But the Blippy I had to stop because I kept hearing like, "Hey kids, do you want to come over here and learn about this?" And then I was just like, I asked my wife, I was like, "Why are we doing this to ourselves?"
Y'all ever seen Blippy?
No.
No.
Blippy's a grown ass man who
Uh-uh.
wears orange suspenders,
No.
Mhm.
orange blue hat, and I think he started on YouTube just doing little, like someone follows him with a camera. He would go to different and you can see the difference between pre big bag Blippy and like current big bag Blippy, because like before someone following him in camera and he would go through little like play areas, play zones, and there's like still like little kids in the background, fucking parents walking around looking at the camera and shit.
Yeah.
Now big budget shit, he's on Netflix.
Yeah.
The whole theme park is empty for him to
Wow.
walk through the shit.
Interesting.
Toys and fucking like everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But his energy is exactly that. Just,
Uh-huh.
oh, wow. Oh, this is a pillow?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Wait, what color is this
Yeah.
pillow?
Yeah.
Steve was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
We had Steve.
I wonder what he's gonna go to jail for.
That's the first.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what skeletons do you
Yeah.
have in
Oh,
that
I think
closet?
we all know what he's going to go to jail.
No, I don't think it's that. For whatever reason, I don't think it's that. It's gonna be like drug dealing, murder,
He's a
gang
drug
leader, or some
trafficking.
shit.
Yeah. Turns out he was on cocaine in all those videos.
The whole
I
time.
guess.
Explains a lot.
And you have a boy and you're expecting
Another boy. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
do you know what you're having?
No, we're waiting to find out. Yeah.
Rick, how does that make you feel?
How does what?
I don't know.
make you feel?
That he's waiting. How do you buy gifts?
I'm done buying gifts for other people's dogs. You buy gender neutral things, Nicholas.
Yeah.
just
Amazon
asking-
gift cards.
Asking questions. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, even with the first one, we just a lot of gray clothes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of just real gender neutral shit.
You wonder why.
That's why. She
You wonder why your baby never happy. She be looking at you like the fuck. You put me in gray.
Oh no,
The whole time.
trust me, daddy. Now that we know she's a girl, I bought her little fucking princess outfits and shit.
That's
she looking-
that's so funny to say. Now, since last week, we found out she's a girl.
Yeah,
And I'm a baby's 32.
Now that we know, we forced them gender roles on her, bro. Bought her a fucking pink dress and a little mini kitchen.
Yeah. I bought her a washing machine.
Cut this out. What the hell?
But
I think you guys shouldn't let your kids watch Dumbo. that's the one Disney movie you shouldn't let your kids
Why
watch.
is
It's
that?
pretty dark.
It's boring. I don't even know the story.
I
of
haven't
it.
seen
just-
original Dumbo in a long time.
Gross. Well, isn't he like abandoned or they killed his mama or something?
They killed his
Oh,
mom.
they did
Yeah.
kill his
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, there's a lot of
but that's
weird
not why. Just 'cause it's
death-related things in
boring.
Disney movies.
Every
though.
Disney movie has some kind of dead
Parent
parents.
died, yeah.
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 I was telling Tim I was watching the new Pinocchio that came out on Netflix, and I had forgot the story of Pinocchio, and I was like, "Wow, poor Geppetto. He
Yeah.
had lost his wife, and then his son died, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
grieving for so long that these people came, these spirits came along and felt bad for him, and they let him have his son back, and
Real
not
boy.
not the regular version though, like a real badass version.
Well,
of
because
him.
this is the new movie that came out isn't the Disney version. It's based on the original
Yes.
story.
So it's way
way
darker.
darker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's good
Whew.
shit. Guillermo del Toro. I want to watch that shit.
Mhm.
But as far as Disney movies that I don't want her,
or you don't want to hear on repeat.
oh, like I would get sick of.
Well, the only reason why I brought that up is because I've heard so many parents just talk about like, look, I love me some Elsa. I get it.
Right,
Olaf
but
is
I'm going crazy.
adorable,
Yeah.
but I can't do it. But Moana, I can deal with.
Moana.
They were like, I will happily give up Elsa for a lifetime to deal with Moana every day.
well, that's your Islander bias.
biased.
Yes.
And the people I talked to did not like Elsa.
Well, that's just their hatred for white people.
Shut up, Tim. Just go with the fucking question. What don't you want your kid? Would you rather have your kid singing "Let It Go" or do you want to be like, "You're welcome"?
Well, of course, I don't want her to like white people either. So I don't.
Keeping the racism train going.
Get it started early. That's what we do.
Frozen's
That's what
actually.
they're doing over there. That's what they're doing on their
You don't think they're doing it on that side of the tracks?
I genuinely think Frozen's just a funny movie too.
It's
Like it's really
great.
funny.
Olaf is one of the best characters that they've had. He's just such
Before
a
there
good-
was a Veda, I'd go to Tim's house and there would be Frozens and Moanas and all of that shit
Playing.
just on.
Yeah,
so
before all
he's
the
good.
babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about you? Is there any, not only Disney movie, but now that you have kids, right? Anything where you just, besides Blippi that you're just like, oh, I can't watch this anymore.
I would have to just I can't. I'm a big horror movie guy, so like I will have to be real careful about what They can't watch what I'm watching for a long time,
Right.
Because I like the Saw movies, Hostel, all that.
Oh, Hostel's
weird-
a motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll have to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Are
for
you
sure.
concerned about your babies watching your stand up?
Not so much my stand up, but more some of the stuff we've done on Scissor Bros and stuff
Right.
like that. Like we've done some like stupid challenges and stuff like that where I'm just like, yeah, like we just did a couple weeks ago. Like the loser sometimes has to do a punishment, and the loser had to do a little hot sauce enema up the butt.
Oh!
How much of
Who
it
lost?
can you
I
see?
freaking lost.
Okay, question. I understand the L, but what are we seeing as the viewer?
Okay, so this
You
is
can reenact. You have 3 cameras.
Oh.
Okay, so he's bent over. For those of you that are listening right now, he is on all fours. Ass is facing the mic, by the way. Okay, now where's the hot? By the way, what view are they getting? The front, the side, or the
they're
back?
getting the close up of my face, and Steve is behind me, and you just see the turkey baster from back
Oh,
here.
the turkey baster, not even a proper enema.
Oh, not a proper enema.
What kind of hot
Turkey-
sauce?
It was hot sauce. It was
No,
like
what
it was-
flavor?
Huh? Well, Scissor Bros hot sauce. You can get it
Oh my god! You can put that shit on everything.
anything. I would not recommend. It was honestly, it was a dumb thing that that we did
Was
because
he gentle at least?
he was gentle, but he
Just
was
as you can
he
be.
was commenting about it's your bro seeing your butt.
Yeah.
And it
But
was
whole specifically.
butthole specifically.
How did
Putting
you?
something in it.
But,
Yeah.
but how did you prep how did you prep for that? Did you shave? Was there a waxing? Did you tell your wife, by the way, my best friend is about to see my butthole?
No, she knows that we've done some pretty weird stuff on the show at this point, and she's just
Okay.
kind of like, whatever.
Did you have to tell her like, hey babe, you can't peg me for a couple weeks? I'm gonna be sensitive.
Hemorrhoids again? No, actually.
Wild and Outcast. I'm not gay. Okay.
I'm not
Can we
kidding.
just
I
get this
just-
out of the clear?
I just purposely lost the challenge where
I did not
man.
purposely lose.
purposely
I did not
lost
purposely
where the
lose.
hot sauce just so happens to have to be inserted into my
Okay,
rectum.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
As someone who like poos frequently. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you flush the toilet?
No. How long did you feel the sensation of the hot sauce like in your asshole?
I felt it for probably, I want to say an hour straight. Even after I wiped, you still feel like the tingles and stuff like that.
Okay, so it went right up. After you guys cut, you're like, I'm gonna like.
Oh, after we cut, I was like, dude, like this is one of the worst punishments we've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've done like some painful ones, but that one is just not meant to go up there.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just you shouldn't do it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one was one of the gnarlier ones as far as like I probably felt uncomfortable down there for a week.
I bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Has there ever been a challenge or a subject that you did on the show that your wife was like, look, I love you, but you're pushing it?
There was one that she got upset about, but is because it affected not just inside the so we have a back garage where we've converted like into like a podcast studio, right?
Okay.
And we did this surstrumming challenge, which it's the stinkiest fish in the world.
Oh no.
So what happened is when we were doing the challenge, we were just supposed to eat this fish. There are proper YouTube videos that show you how to open the can because it's a fermented fish that you're not, exactly. You're not supposed to even, it's not supposed to fly even into the US.
Oh my.
But one of our listeners shipped it to us to our P.O. box so we could do this challenge.
Wow.
Because if it explodes on the plane, it can ruin the plane because it's that potent of a smell.
Oh God.
So I did not watch and do the proper research of how to open it. You're supposed to open it underwater because it's so high pressure and fermented, and then the gaseous explodes underwater. I opened it. It explodes all over my face, over Steve's face, and on the ceiling of the garage. And we had to air out the garage. It stunk for over a week. There were stray cats in the neighborhood that were coming by.
No.
It got inside of our place because my wife had the window open. Like it was like a summer
no.
night. And it was like, she came out, within like 5 minutes of us doing the challenge, she goes, something's wrong. What happened? What did you guys do?
She woke up.
I know, no.
Something's wrong.
The neighbors were texting her like, hey, I think might be some red tide, like some sewage that might be coming up in our lines. It was the
Lord.
fish from the back that it was that smelly. So
And
that
now
was
she
the
was
one where my
gone.
wife was
Wow.
like, and then I felt so bad. I had to do a weekend on the road of stand-up. I left her
You
with the
left
smell.
her with that.
Shit.
I left her with the smell. I felt so bad. Like she was texting me, and I'm like, all weekend. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like,
How
"Can you
long ago was this?
This was summer of last year.
So she had the baby too?
She was pregnant.
Oh, wait. You
So
had
her
a-
senses are heightened and shit.
Oh, no wonder why as soon as he went, she was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking her water breaks.
That's
Wow.
intense.
Look, my wife would have been livid.
She was very upset. She was as sweet as possible dealing with it, but like I felt so bad leaving her because I had to keep texting her over the weekend. I was like, "Can you open the garage door again?" And then also, "Can you spray some more stuff in
Oh
there?"
my God. She's like,
She's
yeah?
having to deal with it. Deal with
Yeah.
literally deal with my mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the worst one as far as like relationship wise,
Yeah?
where the neighbors got involved.
Oh
It was
my
a whole
God.
thing. Yeah.
That's so funny, man. But hey, anything for the bit.
That's
At the end of the day.
Don't do it, Tim.
That's my problem, bro. if
That's
it's
his
funny, if
problem
it's a
as well.
bit, like I do stuff that later I'm like, I shouldn't have done that, but I'm like, dang it, people laugh.
But worth it.
Worth it. People online loved it.
It's the curse of the bit, you
I
know?
know, I
Oh,
know.
Man.
Terrible.
You know what? But you know what? They knew that when they got into the relationship. Well, not really. They didn't really know that, but
She's been with me since I started doing open mics, so she's seen like the whole trajectory.
she's
of,
seen when you were trash.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
she's-
yeah.
so she really loves you.
She really loves me. Yeah.
Does she help you punch up your joke? She's like, hey, babe, that joke.
Well, especially because she's in that space too.
No, never really that, but every once in a while she'll bring up like a story or something that I said or something in passing, and she's like, "Have you tried doing that like on stage?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll give that a shot." Or
That's
like
cool.
if something like comes back of something that we like, because late night, you know, when you get like that, one of my favorite parts of like being married is right before you go to sleep is the riffs that happen right before you literally shut your eyes at night. Like I get really loopy and I start saying all kinds of wild stuff like right before I go to sleep, and then like I'm sometimes making her laugh so hard, and then she goes, "Do you remember what you were saying last night?" I was like, "I have no idea what I was saying."
I do that too. So this is so interesting. Do you not do this?
There's no one in my bed next to me at night, Tim.
No, bro, he would do that texting me. He texts me gibberish.
There is
I'm
no
like, "Oh,
one there,
Tim's
Tim.
sleeping."
So
I'm gonna start texting Rick.
it's a thing, and I realized I did this when I was in high school because what happens is like, especially when you're like trying to stay awake, right? Your brain starts to dream, but then you're still awake, so you start to verbalize the shit you
Oh,
see
yeah.
in your weird ass dreams.
Oh.
And so, you'll be around trying to kick it with people, and then all of a sudden, like specifically the first time I vividly remember this shit happening, my boy Sam was just kicking it in my room. I was so tired, but we're hanging out, just quality homie time. And he starts talking to me, very deep conversation about his relationship with his father, all right? But I start dreaming about his dad showing me their pool in the backyard. So as he's talking to me about like, the struggle he's having with his dad, I'm like, so how long have you had your pool? And then and he's like, what? And that made me snap out of it. And I was like, all right, man, I gotta go to sleep, dog.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's like I rarely meet people that have that same shit.
I've been on road trips with buddies, and I'll be trying to be shotgun where I'm in the passenger seat trying to keep them awake.
Yeah.
But I'm dipping in sleep, and I start doing the head thing,
Mhm.
and I start talking in my sleep. And I had a buddy once, I remember, I started like talking, trying to stay awake, and he goes, "Dude, you're freaking me out. Just go to sleep. Like, stop like running your mouth. Just go to
Yeah.
sleep. Whatever you're trying to do to stay awake is not helping me at all. You're just scaring me while I'm driving."
It's you just turning me like, I'll suck your dick.
He even does it when he's dreaming too.
It explains a lot. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Well, that's cool, man. Are you excited about your new baby?
I am. It's all the feelings. I'm very excited, but I think part of being a dad is kind of faking like, we got this. You know what I mean? Like not a problem. Number two, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say faking being excited. It's like, damn.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Pretending
my
to love
God.
your kids.
You know, as we all do. No,
I love it.
I love it. I love it. My life is great with having them in it. What's one thing you would do different with your second child than you did with your first?
Honestly, I'm going to savor certain moments a little bit more. I went into mad provider mode when my first son was born, where there were some moments where I definitely could have been there for my wife in different ways, where I was just so worried about getting the work, getting income, all that
Right.
kind of stuff, where I could have taken some moments where it's just me, her, and the baby, and just really soak that in. Because we've talked about it since then. If you have to ask for help, you're already past that point of really like needing somebody to help out. And I was so like, I'm gonna do this and I do that. I gotta make all this stuff happen, and that I didn't pick up signs on when I could have been there for her a little bit more. So
I see.
on the second time around, I'm going to try to be more in tune with that and
Yeah.
try to be a little bit better, not just provider, but more of like the husband and father
Just
in that
being
role.
there.
Just being there. You know what I mean? Just being present in a different way, where I was just trying to get work done and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'll do for sure the second
It's
time
the
around.
balance, right? You feel like I got to grind mode, provide for my family, and then at some point, I mean, and I have to do the same shit. You
Yeah.
have to remind yourself, like, wait, why am I working so hard? If I can, I'm earning all this money, but it's like if I'm not there to enjoy the time, then
What
is it-
really is the point?
what is the point?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's definitely something that that I plan on doing. Like just even while she's been pregnant this time around, I've been trying to be a little bit more in tune. Also, since I have context, the first time you're going in as a new parent on either side, you have no idea what is going on every
Right.
step of the way. So at least there's some kind of roadmap before like, okay, I did it this way, I can make some adjustments now this
Yeah.
time, or be a little bit more in tune in different areas.
Okay.
There are these fucking like TikToks that that Chia will send to me that make me laugh. Where it's like for your first child, you know, they have these fucking like sanitizing machines for the bottles and shit like that. You put the bottles in the thing, make sure everything's good, and then for like second child, she's like. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Or like
Oh,
first
yeah.
child cutting up fruit. He's like, second child, he's like,
That's real. That's some real stuff.
It is
Yeah.
real. You're so paranoid, you know?
Well, you're so scared that you're gonna kill something that just came into this
Yeah.
world.
Oh my
like,
God.
I mean, I had to get over just like the fear of dropping my own baby for a
God.
while. You know what I mean?
Sounds terrifying.
That's facts. I haven't tripped on stairs in the past, like ever since the baby was born, because you're so just like
Pick your feet up.
yeah, dog.
You learn how to walk when you have a baby?
Right.
Yeah.
You relearn how to walk.
Shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a lot. It's a process. Yeah.
Well, shit, man. So you got the podcast. You're doing stand up. What are your like? You know, do you have any? I don't know. People always ask this question, but like, what's like the 5-year, 10-year plan? You know?
Sure. I've got this series that I've been doing on my YouTube called Stand Up on the Spot.
Mhm.
And it's comedians going up with no prepared material, asking the audience for suggestions, and then you just create stand up on the spot based off those suggestions.
That's cool.
And it's a lot of fun, and I really believe in that show. I think I'll sell that as a series eventually. We've been shooting it, and we're like 13 episodes in at this point, and just building an audience for that on my YouTube and stuff like that. And then I think I'm gonna be doing my own sketch show eventually. That's been the goal. Along with this, is that I can do stand up, sketch show, and then movies and stuff down the line and all that stuff. I've done some stuff like that over the years, but yeah, stand up on the spot and sketch show is immediate 5-year. That's what I want to be doing.
Man, isn't it like sketch? I love doing sketches, but it's such a struggle nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
The thing that's a little defeating about the sketch world right now is like what I'm used to is like writing sketches that are more like in that at least 2 to 3 minute range,
Mhm.
right?
Oh, I know
But
exactly what you're
It's
saying.
all about
That
condensing it to
1
that
minute, yeah.
20 to 30 seconds to a minute,
Yeah.
and it's a different way of wiring your brain. That's why shows like Key and Peele and stuff like that are so amazing, because you see the sketches and like the cinematography and like the genres that they go into and that they play on. That's the kind of stuff where I'm like, that's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
Well, hearing that Mad TV is one of your favorite shows, you could always see why sketches would be something you'd want to get into.
Oh,
because
yeah, for sure.
That's what most of us grew up on. A
Yeah.
different type of humor, a different way of viewing comedies.
Mhm.
So if you can somehow figure out how to do that now, given the climate
Yeah.
and also given the way that people consume entertainment, I think that it could be great.
It's annoying, dude. Now, like, I'll have sketch ideas, right? And so now, when I'm gonna film them, I'll write it out, right? Where I'll be like, I'm gonna set up this fucking scenario. I'm gonna build this little whatever.
Mhm.
But then I'm also like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, after we have the fucking film crew shoot this shit nice, I'm like, also, let's make sure we shoot it where I can cut it vertically.
Oh,
I trim
Right.
that first minute and a half of setting it up where I
Right.
get right to the
Right into
punchline.
it, yeah.
Yeah, for
The face you make when.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
where the
cutting
whole
all that.
joke is just on the top. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever
Yeah.
go back to long format? Do you think people are going to start learning how to enjoy the buildup and appreciate it?
I think so, because if you look at just our history with old school radio shows, and then you look at podcasting, how that came back, I think it ebbs and flows, where people get so much stimulation in short form content, where I think it will swing back a little bit more. But you're always going to have to cater to, you know, where we are at realistically with TikTok and everything like that, where it is instantaneous, and some people just want that quick dopamine and they don't want to get invested in something.
Right.
Because it's an investment to sit down and
It is.
really pay attention to something and give your time over to, especially, you know, when you have got a couple kids and
Mhm.
you're doing the different things and different capacities, stuff like that. Yeah.
It gets interesting. I see it coming back though,
Mhm.
because I feel like streaming services like Netflix and shit like that, they're still doing long form, of
Right.
course. And all these new creators that are doing the quick shit are gonna do the same shit we did back then and be like, I could do that. So then they're gonna start doing
Yeah.
longer shit
Mhm.
and putting it on these apps that everybody are using,
Right.
and then it's just gonna go
It's
back
just
to
a
that.
cycle.
Yeah.
And it's wild to think that like when you brought up the sketches where it's like you were like now we're talking of 3 to 5 minute sketches
As
as
long-
long form
Yeah.
content.
I know.
That's insane.
I know.
It used to be like 15 to 30
Yeah,
minutes where
that
we're
was
like,
long
I don't know if I
bullshit,
could
right?
chop this down to
Right.
15 minutes.
Right.
We're missing the whole point.
There was this Rick and Morty like this bit. He said something where he was like it was like quick. You could tell they were just kind of improvising this little shit too. And he was like, no, it's gonna be a new app. It's called Shoey, where it's on your shoe and the clips are 20 seconds long and you just watch the clip while you're tying your shoes. And in my head I was like. And when he said it, I was like, 20 seconds, that's crazy. You can't. I was like, wait, mine was 6 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow,
And we
that's
loved it.
crazy.
Ugh.
Well, I appreciate you guys for watching hour long of us talking about bullshit.
Right?
I'm sorry, there was a lot of good stuff in here, Tim.
bullshit
No,
can
it
be
was
good.
great. No, but yeah, no. Bullshit is great. Dennis Rodman, yeah. This man right here, he does stand up. He has a hilarious podcast. Y'all need to tune in, check him out. Watch the video of him auditioning for WildNOut as
Oh
well.
my God.
Yep.
Yes.
You're gonna see a bomb.
Oh my God.
I'm aware. It's not. That's the thing is like when people are like not aware of the bomb. That's when I'm like, oh
Yeah.
baby. Like I'm
didn't feel
aware.
it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a girl that was also in the workshop. She DM'd me after I got caught. She's like, so sorry for you got caught. I go, don't worry, you're getting cut tomorrow. And she did. I'm aware. You know what I mean? I was like,
Oh,
it's all good. It's
God,
all
I want to
good.
see the unedited version.
That's
If you
beautiful.
ever get your hands on it, please let us know when you're going to release it.
All right. we'll
I want
see.
the unedited,
Just have him
uncensored.
spit the fucking bars for you right now.
Dude, I don't remember what I was saying. It was so sloppy.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, thank you so much for pulling up.
Of course. Thank you
And,
guys so much for having me. Really appreciate it, guys.
Is there anything? Where can we find you?
I'm very fun follow on social media at Jeremiah Stand Up, very active, and then youtube.com/Jeremiah Watkins, youtube.com/Scissor Bros, and youtube.com/@standupots.
Bang bang! Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that bullshit. Once again, this is No Chaser Podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.